Yopi Mangala Mangalam Mangalebhyo Pi Mangalebhyo Pi Mangalam Maduram Madhuri Javanam Pavanebhyo Pi Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Abrahma Stamba Paryantam Sarvamaya Mayam Jagat Satyam Satyam Puna Satyam Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Saguru Sapita Chapi Samata Mandavo Pisa Sikshayet Chit Sada Smartam Harinama Eva Kevalam Nishvasena hi Vishvasa Kada Rudho Bhavishyati Kirtaniya Matobalya Harinama Eva Kevala
Kirtaniya Matobalya Harinama Eva Kevala
Hari Sadavasit Tatra Yatra Bhagavata Jana Gayanti Bhakti Bhavena Hare Nama Eva Kevalam
Gayanti Bhakti Bhavena Hare Nama Eva Kevalam
Aho Dukkam Mahadukam Dukkha Dukkataram Jata Kachayam Vismritam Ratna Harinama Eva Kevalam
Kachayam Vismritam Ratna Harinama Eva Kevalam
Diyatam Diyatam Karna Niyatam Niyatam Vacha Giyatam Giyatam Nityam Harinama Eva Kevalam
Giyatam Giyatam Nityam Harinama Eva Kevalam
Trinakritya Jagat Sarvam Rajate Sakala Padam Chidanandamayam Shuddham Harinama eva kevala Harinama 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 eva kevala Kalo nasteva 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 gatiranyataha Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Go, Go, Hari Go, Jai Gola, Hari Go, Hari Go, Hari Go, Jai Gola, Hari Go. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Gaura Premanande. Welcome all of you to part 3 of part 2. Of yoga, the art of play. Most of the devotees are out playing because the sun is shining, and I don't blame them. You who have come, you get special prize, which is, let's see, we have to think of a prize for you. Thank you for coming, despite the good weather. And yes, the art of play, yoga, the art of yoga karmasu koshalam, as we've been saying, is the sort of seed along with yukta hara viharasya, vihara, recreation, appropriately engaged in yukta. Or yukta can simply mean engaged, or yogad, yogad, yogified vihara, yeah. We started yesterday afternoon, in the second part, we started preparing, and some of you performed a little sketch on the topic of Ganatarala. What means Ganatarala? Or Ganatarala? Yes, Steve.
Devotion that's unsteady, one day very strong and the next very weak.
Yes, thick and thin, or solid and trembling. Oh, look at this. I get 2 different drinks to choose from. Well, now I'm confused. And I don't know if we have enough of you here who were there last time. This is one of the challenges I find with this seminar is that different devotees come each time. And that's okay. We also read, and I want to continue reading from Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nataka. And you may remember I was saying that the character of Kavi Karnapura's drama, what is moving the drama in a sense, is not so much the sort of plot that one usually thinks of for a drama, but rather it's a didactic drama. It's meant for teaching, and specifically it's a theological drama to highlight the identity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is appearing in a very special way, in a very special mood. So we want to continue. We're going quite gradually with it, and we're still in the preface of the first act of 10 acts. So I don't think we're going to get through the whole drama this time. Before we go to the drama, and I should say, and after, we'll see with our semi-improvisations, do we have some to share? And we may hear some update also about our performance for Friday. Maybe you want to say something now about this? Yeah, maybe it's good now. Okay. Uh-huh.
Good. Sorry. We've organized a combination of a pantomime and a rap performance, a rendition of the Kevalashtakam. So that it'll be about 6 minutes long.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So underneath the 10-minute mark.
That's great, okay. And we're still working on exactly when we're going to do it, but I believe it will be, of course, tomorrow evening, and I believe it will be after the performance, which will be outdoors. We'll all be coming back in here and for kirtan, and I believe at that time we'll have it. And you have all of the devotees you need for this? Or you want to appeal to them?
Yeah, I think we have just enough. But if devotees want to come and sing the Kevalashtakam, the more
To
the
join the chorus.
yeah,
so
to join
say.
exactly. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That would the more the merrier. Would be nice.
The more the merrier. Have you heard that expression before? Yeah, so, and I guess there's no big rehearsal required for that.
We'll be meeting up, I think, 2 more times before I think about 2 more times.
So today and then tomorrow.
Yeah, 2 more times.
Evening and tomorrow in the morning, we want to perform, and it's coming up very well.
It's coming together.
It takes some time.
Yeah. Did you say you want to do it in our group once?
We can perform now, later on. We can perform. Oh, sorry. We can perform later after your. We can do it later on. If you want, we can go, and we are doing it 7 o'clock in the evening. We are doing the rehearsal again, and in the morning once more.
Okay, let's see. Good. Now, another thing that I would like to do.
Could you go a little close and I make it
Gauranga Nityananda. Gauranga. Okay, that's good. Yes. Swallow the microphone. Okay. I want to take a few minutes to discuss, as I said, I think we would do, about, where's my substance here? A little bit on an abstract level, the idea of play. It turns out that one scholar from Holland, from Netherlands, named Johan Huizinga, if I pronounced it right, wrote a book which was first published in Dutch in 1938 called Homo Ludens. Homo Ludens. You've heard the expression Homo sapiens. There's actually many, many such terms that scholars like to use to try to identify what is it that is special about what we call human being. So you'll hear Homo economicus and Homo religiosus and all such terms. And one of them is Homo ludens, and ludens is a Latin word which has a broad sense of play. So humans are those who play. But one of the first points that Huizinga makes is that, of course, it's not only humans that play, that all sorts of animals also play, and we've all seen little puppy dogs and kittens playing with each other. And one of the main points that he wants to make is that play is, in a sense, he wants to say play is transcendental. Play is something which cannot be reduced. You cannot explain it only in psychological or biological terms. You can say, well, play helps with enabling one to act in such ways that are somehow better for survival, right? So some Darwinian explanation, or maybe a Freudian explanation, and so on and so forth. Huizinga says, no, none of that is adequate to explain. We have this impulse, this deep impulse to play. And what is this play? And he gives 5 characteristics of play, which we might reflect on. The first is play is free. It is, he goes even further to say, play is freedom. So some sort of, we might immediately think, well, okay, something about liberation, perhaps. And then second, he says, play is not ordinary or real life. It is something extraordinary. It is something beyond so-called real life. And play is distinct from ordinary life, both regarding its location and its duration. Location is the place. So a place of play is always something kind of demarcated. It's something which is defined in some way. It has some limits. And perhaps the easiest for us to think about in the context of drama is the stage. The stage on which a drama is performed. It is a special place. It is it's a kind of sacred place, really. Ancient Greek drama was interwoven. It was inseparable from ritual. It was a religious event. There was performance of drama as integral to the worship of the gods and so on. And the fourth idea he gives is play creates order or is order. Play demands order absolute and supreme. Now that's a kind of mind-boggling idea, but I think what I want to get at in a moment is what you've probably already thought of, and that is we have the notion of lila, right? But the fifth one, play is connected with no material interest, and no profit can be gained from it. Now you may say, wait, what about the World Football Cup? There's a lot of money involved, right? So whether Huizinga would say, well, that's therefore not play, or how he would respond to that, I don't know. He is also intrigued by the terminology for play, and he gives several languages, several terms. And in Sanskrit we have, of course, the word lila, which I might mention philologists of Sanskrit are very kind of intrigued by. They say, this word it's not normal Sanskrit. It's one theory is that it's a kind of Sanskritized form of children's babbling. That children, babble when they're small. And somehow this word lila came out of that. Okay, well, leave for what it's worth. Another word, though, which maybe you've heard, is krida, or kridati, third person singular. Divyati, divyant, refers to gambling, dicing, joking, or jesting. And there's the word vilasa, which has a direct meaning of shining, sudden appearance, playing or pursuing some occupation. Anyway, for us, I think the main word we're interested in is lila. And of course, that's what Krishna does. Krishna, whatever Krishna does, we understand it's lila. And lila, we may want to contrast with karma. We were hearing this morning, so nicely explained by Keshav Maharaj, that we can so easily get implicated in the ways of the world if we're not careful, if we do not make sure that what we're doing is for either maintenance or for service, then we can become implicated. And what is that implication? It takes the form of, or it's expressed as with the word karma, which just means, it's actually a neutral word, it just means action, but we always associate it with vikarma and reaction. Huh? What's that? So, or it can be associated also with vipaka, fruits, cooked. Anyway, the results, the entanglement, the bondage, karma bandham prasisi. We're bound. Lila is different from that. Lila is completely and absolutely and utterly free from karmic implication, although sometimes we hear some expression of Krishna karma, Krishna's activities. But in any case, we associate Lila with freedom from karma. And Srila Prabhupada, I think, very nicely translates the word Lila as pastime. In English, pastime has the flavor of something which is passing the time. We have a more violent expression, killing time. But pastime has a sense of purposelessness, of play, really. I just want to read a little more of what Huitzinger says directly. Do I have it here? Yes. Okay. All the terms, he's been discussing different terms related to play. All the terms in this loosely connected group of ideas, play, laughter, folly, wit, jest, joke, the comic, etc., share the characteristic which we had to attribute to play, namely that of resisting any attempt to reduce it to any other terms. So it's not, it wants to say this is something irreducible. Their rationale and their mutual relationships must lie in a very deep layer of our mental being. One more paragraph. The more we try to mark off the form we call play from other forms apparently related to it, the more the absolute independence of the play concept stands out. And the segregation of play from the domain of the great categorical antitheses does not stop there. Play lies outside the antithesis of wisdom and folly, and equally outside those of truth and falsehood, good and evil. Although it is a non-material activity, it has no moral function. The valuations of vice and virtue do not apply here. Now, in my mind, when I read that, I think he's talking about Krishna and Krishna Lila, because we can say Krishna Lila is beyond these dualities of good and bad, of good and evil, of even of truth and falsehood, sat, asat, and so on. So I thought this is interesting, and maybe it's something you're individually you would like to explore further from. There's been, since Homo Ludens, there's been a lot more. There's a lot of literature on the subject, and there's debating about it. Sigmund Freud wrote something about humor. His was the pressure cooker theory. The pressure cooker theory. There's some repression going on, right? Some psychological thing that's holding something in us, and then something trips it, and ha ha ha, we laugh. That's his idea. Anyway. Okay. Let's, shall we read a bit of Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nataka? You remember, we're talking, we're highlighting that, especially in the beginning, but throughout the drama, we have these allegorical characters. But what's interesting with Kavi Karnapura's drama is he mixes allegorical characters and, we can say, real characters. Or allegorical meaning personified abstractions, and then specific persons. And the personified abstractions have an interesting function of mediating between us, the audience, and you can say, central action of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. And this, it gets quite complicated. There's more than one layer. There's 2 and 3 layers of interconnection going on in some parts of the drama. But in this part, we've had this discussion between the personified Kali and no, that's Bhagavatam. Huh? Adharma, irreligion. And Kali seems to be, he seems to be on Lord Chaitanya's side. He seems to be thoroughly sympathetic with and appreciating of Lord Chaitanya. And irreligion, adharma, seems to be just the opposite. He's skeptical, and he's not happy. It seems like Kali is happy that Lord Chaitanya is coming. So they've been discussing, and then Kali, I believe it was, says, "Oh, what do I hear?" And then we're introduced to the action, which is Lord Chaitanya is in trance as he's receiving Abhishek, as in his mood of being the Supreme Lord himself. That's all going on off stage, and we're only hearing about it from Kali and irreligion. So Kali says, this is verse line 101 and then 102. Na bhashate nekshate cha, na shinoti cha kinchana, svananda stimita kintu tejasa param edhate. He, that is Lord Chaitanya, does not speak. He does not see. He does not hear anything. Stunned with bliss, he shines with great splendor. And a Dharma says, friend, these are the actions of a madman. Powerful madness makes the eloquent silent, the sighted blind, the hearing deaf, and the wise foolish. What calamity does it not bring? And he goes on. That was a verse, and now some prose. He says, "Why worry? Because they're worried, or he's worried that Lord Chaitanya is going to push back on Adharma. Why worry? If there is one fault, then there may also be all other faults." This is confirmed by the words Eka Yoga Nirdishtanam Sahava Pravriti Sahava Nivritti. And then he quotes, or he says a longer verse, and he says, which is, your lieutenant, envy, who pollutes the heart with an intolerance of others' good fortune, who creates cruelty and deceit, who burns as a fire in a tree hollow, who turns those it defeats into demons, and who upsets the entire world, hides within him, hides within Lord Chaitanya. This is a Dharma saying, I don't buy it. You know, you're saying it's ecstasy, I'm saying it's just madness. And inside that madness, what is there? Your lieutenant, that means assistant to Kali, namely envy. So, and then from offstage, Hanta Bho Advaita Asta Dashaiva Yamaha Kshana Eva Nama Bhavan Yasya Tasmin Anandamaye Kim Upacharamo Vayam Kshudraha. Again, a voice from behind the scene. Oh, Advaita, these 54 hours have passed for him as a moment. Now that he is in this ecstasy, how can we, tiny people, continue to serve him? Okay, now this is all backstage. There's a question been raised. How do we relate to this Lord who is so withdrawn in himself? How can we serve him? We've bathed him, we've worshipped, we've done it. Now what should we do? So that's a kind of dramatic problem, as we've said. For there to be drama, there needs to be some issue, some sort of a problem. And then this voice says, let us all pray that out of kindness to his devotees, he will give up his ecstasy and return to external consciousness. So ecstasy is a problem. And the hope is that he will come out of that. Okay, now back onto stage. In front of the stage, there's Kali and Irreligion speaking, and Kali says, "Oh, friend, listen, the devotees cannot bear his power and opulence." So he's giving a little purport to what we just heard before. And then Irreligion says, "I heard madness is in their hearts, madness and delusion." And then he goes on to say, if he's really in ecstasy, he cannot leave his trance. Madness and pride in his heart, he falsely thinks the world is a blade of grass. If they are not bewildered, why do his followers take his words seriously? And Kali says, out of love. Vatsalyat. And Irreligion says, then you say, when it is directed to ordinary people, it is delusion, and when it is directed to anyone else, to the great souls, it is love. So he keeps challenging like this. He is the skeptic on stage, which is moving the discussion forward. And Kali says, "Adharma, agnya, you are a fool." That is the way conditioned souls think. Because they are conditioned, they think one is great and another is small. So he kind of dismisses. You're making these distinctions. You're out of touch. You don't know what's going on. And then, let's see, is this on or off stage? He says, Kali says, what is this? All the devotees headed, I think it's still off stage, all the devotees headed by Advaita, and all the women headed by the wives of Shivasa and his brothers fall as sticks to the ground. He says, I understand. The Lord has opened his eyes like two blossoming lotuses dripping the honey of his mercy, lotuses that had been closed by the waves of his ecstasy. So this is a big moment. Mahaprabhu has now opened his eyes. But we're only hearing about this. We're not seeing Lord Chaitanya. But what is happening? Because we're hearing about it, we can't help but use our imagination. And this is one of my mantras, that in spiritual life our imagination is engaged. Aho ati adbhutam, says, who says? Kali says. And remember, Kavi Karnapura considers adbhuta to be very foundational to rasa, wonder. So he says, aho ati adbhutam, extremely wonderful. And then he describes Lord Chaitanya, and now Lord Chaitanya is going to speak for the first time. In a voice deep as thunder, saying, "Fix your minds on me." The Lord places his lotus feet on their heads. With tears, anxiety, trembling, coolness, bodily hairs erect, joy, and intense eagerness, they are now overcome with ecstasy. And then Kali says to Adharma, actually, I think we should leave now. We don't belong here. And so they exit the stage. But actually, first, irreligion says, okay, but where should we go? Where can we go? And Kali says, you, that's Adharma, can stay among they who blaspheme the spotless character of Lord Chaitanya, who has learning, morality, austerity, exalted lineage, and the highest ashram. Your wife, whose name is lies, as in opposite of truths, can stay among the atheists, and your son, namely deception, can stay among the dry impersonalists and the materialists. Don't be unhappy. So he's giving them little places where they can stay. A bit like Maharaj Parikshit giving places for Kali to stay after he surrenders to him. So then it says, thus ends what is called the Vishkambhaka, the prelude, the preamble, the beginning of this 10-act drama. This is not the end of Act 1. This is just the end of the beginning of Act 1. But you see, within this, there's been a lot of action. Action in the form of discussion and hearing about something going on behind stage. And what is going on behind is Lord Chaitanya is demonstrating himself to be the Supreme Lord. Now he's awakened, and he's opened his eyes to the actual world, the temporal world, and everyone is falling down to offer obeisance. And then he's going to be brought in on stage on a palanquin. And I'll just say briefly, now he's referred to by Kavi Karnapura as Bhagavan. So Bhagavan says, Advaita, I descended from Goloka because of the flood of nectar that was your humble request, which I could not refuse. And Advaita says, who am I? I am the most insignificant. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead who enjoys transcendental pastimes. Out of kindness to the conditioned souls, you have manifested this form. And he goes on to say, Tata paramahangsanam muninam amalatmanam bhakti yoga vidanartam katam pashyema hi striyaha. And this isn't this one of Kunti Devi's prayers, isn't it? How can it be otherwise? Queen Kunti, yes, okay, verse 20 of chapter 8. Queen Kunti explains, you yourself descend to propagate transcendental science in the hearts of the advanced transcendentalists and mental speculators. Such persons are purified by being able to discriminate between matter and spirit. But how can we, unqualified women, know you perfectly? And he gives some explanation to that. And it continues like that. So, to be continued. Finally, Lord Chaitanya has come on stage. That's where we have come. Okay, now let's come back and see where we are with where we started at the end of our session on Tuesday. We had we had a little project, and some of you gave very nice sketches. And let's see if we have sufficient quorum amongst the others of you who were preparing something. Maybe we can just jump into. So to remind you, the general subject was the anishtata bhakti principle of ghana tarala, thick and thin, or here today, gone tomorrow, or however you want to put it, solid and flickering. So let's see, we had this quite amazing, we had 2 performances, and both of them were very nice. One, the one representing Tarala was starting out chanting 64 rounds a day and ending up completely forgetting what was Hare Krishna. Right? And then we had the slow but steady increasing devotee. This was Steve. Yes, it was the 2 of you. Now I remember. Yes. And that was nicely illustrating, I would say, the point. And we had the ladies were, oh, that was quite something. There were 2 very good Vaishnavis who kind of got carried away at one point, taking a little vacation, so to say. It started out being a special day. It was Ekadashi, right? And I guess they concluded that the wine that they ended up drinking was also Ekadashi, right? There was no grains in the wine. Okay, who else do we have? Do we have some of our groups have headed for the hills this morning because they couldn't resist the beautiful weather. Who else is here who could still present something? Do we have any groups? Yes? Joanna and Anissa? Two minutes to prepare. Okay, yes, we can do that. You also need 2 minutes. Okay, we have 2 minutes to chant japa and whatever. Yes, please, go ahead. Hare Krishna. So I think we had a very long 2 minutes. So who wants to go first? Wow, now we have enthusiasm. Amanita Rama, you raised your hand first. Microphones, we need microphones. Microphones, we need microphones. There's one microphone, there's another microphone. Oh, they're going in the opposite direction. Okay. So, shh. Du kannst auch Deutsch sprechen, wenn du am Telefon bist.
Krishna Das just got distracted.
And Krishna came to the background, and he turns away from Krishna, and he's stumbling all of a sudden in his life. The holy name is not so dominant anymore. And what happens, of course, then his life becomes more difficult. Although he seems to be happy, but he forgot about Krishna. And he's more and more distracted.
There's some uncommunicated messaging going on here.
It's hard for him to let go from the mobile. And again he stumbles on his path. But the strength is not enough to come back to the holy name. Krishna is waiting for him.
And then something happens. What is that? We're waiting. So, there's some confused signaling going on here.
Krishna Das is on the ground. He doesn't know anymore what to do. All of a sudden, he meets inspired devotees. they want to help him to come back to the holy name and give him some taste in the association.
Okay.
See you, Krishna is happy now.
Jai. Bravo. When I want it very there was some, I guess, some lacking of, there was some unclarity in what you wanted to do, because I saw this signaling going on from behind and no response here and then more like this. So when something like that happens, then is the time for improvisation. Yes, that's when you have to think, okay, now what should we do? And you have to just take it in a different way than planned. So semi-improvisation, it becomes improvisation. And remember, I was saying with improvisation, nothing is wrong. Whatever you do is good. Okay, thank you, very good. Who's next? Yes, please. You can put it here if you want.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is good. This is very well. Okay. I. Oh, this is very, very well. Oh, we have so many customers. Oh my God. Hare Krishna.
Turn the mic on.
Hare Krishna.
You have to slip you have to do this to the mic.
Okay. Oh, we have so many customers now. We just started the business and everything is going so well. Thank you, Lord, for everything, for all the mercy. And I see we're tracking everything here on my phone, how our sales are going so well. Oh my God, I have to donate more. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Lord, for all your blessings to my business. You're doing so well. I don't know what he's doing all the time there, sitting in the temple. Oh, I'm so happy that things are going so well now. Oh my God. Oh, this is not a good news. We lost some customers. Oh, maybe I should. Hare Krishna, we should not lose many customers. Maybe I should give some more. Hare Krishna. Oh, wow, it's better. So many new customers. Oh, this is getting very well. I give more. Hare Krishna. I don't know what you're doing here all the time. You're not working? Oh, okay. We should work and make money. Oh, okay. Oh my God. This is not good news. We lost our main customer. Oh, I don't have anything. Oh, I have more. Hare Krishna. I have more. We need a new customer. A big customer. Oh, it's lost second customer also. Oh, only one customer left. Oh my God, this is not what I wanted. I gave so much money. No, I cannot. Can I take? Oh, no.
No.
Are you stupid? Are you stupid or something?
Who are you?
What are you doing?
I gave so much money for Krishna to
Well, that's not.
grow my business.
That is stupid. See, you can't do that. You can't buy Krishna with money. You can't hire him. He's not a worker. What you do is you divide work, you separate work and spirituality. Try this. Bhagavad as it is.
Oh, I heard this. Yeah, I read this book. That's why I come here in temple. I'm spending so much money. And no success, maybe.
Read it for you, not half.
I only read Should I read all?
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Thank you.
And try this too.
Oh, what?
Are you not?
Oh, I see people doing this. But then, you make money with this?
No.
Oh,
I do not money.
okay.
Yes. You can't buy Krishna. You have to gain him. You have to buy him with emotions, if you want to call it that way. So do this and see the difference. You will get happy.
I try.
I assure you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So is that money going to stay there?
Maybe it has to stay there now.
Now it's Krishna's. That was an expensive performance. What's done is done, right? For Krishna, this is not play. Okay. You want to go now? Yes. Microphones?
Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, guys.
Hey,
I'm a bit
Paul.
stressed, to be honest.
what's up?
This corporate job I'm working, like finance company, is honestly stressing me out so much. Everyone's like, so material. I've got no time. Everyone's like, do you want to go out for drinks on Thursday?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, like I'm trying to practice Bhakti yoga.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And honestly, I'm so stressed because I have so many things going on. Like I work 9 to 5, and it's so hard to find like the time to chant and wake up at like 4:30. It's like
Yeah.
so stressful. You know?
Yeah. Sorry.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Haribo. I just
Lisa.
Hi. I just felt like I had to call you because I've just been feeling really anxious. I'm doing this one module at university. It's called Surrealism, and I'm really, I'm really like reading so much about people I'm not even interested in. Like, I'm reading so much about like this guy. His name's Sigmund Freud, and he just talks so much about the unconscious mind. And then there's Salvador Dali, and he just creates really strange movies. And like, I just came out of a lecture, and it's like, it just really disturbed my mind, you know? And honestly, like, it's just, so disturbing to my mind. All I want to do is just study Bhagavad Gita and Nectar of Instruction. I just feel like I'm in the wrong system. And I don't know, I just felt like I needed to call you and reveal my mind.
Thank you for sharing.
Hey guys.
Hey, Haribo, how are you?
Yeah, not doing so well. You know, I don't know. I just felt like everything was going to be different. You know, once I married a temple president, I thought I would have name, fame, fortune, you know, people serving, flowers being thrown on the floor. And just every day, all I do is just clean bathrooms and, you know, cook and like just pick up after people and just listen to beautiful feedback from lovely people. In other words, criticism. So I don't know. I feel like I just wake up in the morning and I just go to bed at night, and it's just repeat. I don't chant anymore. I don't read. I'm just a mess.
Yes,
I'm just a mess.
You know, I really feel like we all need each other right now. So can we just, I know we're busy, but can we just drop it and just
I don't know
meet?
if I have any time for that.
Then we can come to you.
Oh,
yeah. I think we all really need it.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, let's. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try it. Let's just like be together and just chant. Is that okay?
Okay, maybe just one more. Okay.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama,
Hare Hare.
Thank you so much.
I feel so much better, like Sadhu Sangha.
Jai, jai, jai.
That really helped me.
Hare. Yes, very good, very good. Bravo, bravo. Do we have any other group? Is there anyone else? Did everyone do something? Yes, no, maybe? Yeah, we did. Okay, good. So, what I'd like to do now is suggest 2 or 3 options that you might work on between now and tomorrow, our session tomorrow, if you are happy to come to our session tomorrow. One possibility for you to do a little sketch on, if you remember the very first day of the retreat, Satchidananda Swami performed a little sketch, so to speak, a demonstration with a match and a candle. Do you remember? So, what if we had a personified match and a personified candle who could discuss with each other? So that's one possibility you might explore. Another possibility would be in the form of an interview. I was thinking that it could be like a talk show, and the person being interviewed is Kshetra. We heard about the ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs of Kshetraketu's life. So you could review that story if you just read, and nowadays you all can do everything online. You can read chapter summaries. Which is the first chapter, Maharaj? It's Canto 6, chapter something. Later part of Canto 6. So you could do an interview, and you could think about what sort of person would interview him. Well, I dare say I was thinking he could be interviewed by Sigmund Freud, or someone else, or just like a newscaster, or anyway, you can think about what sort of a character would be interviewing him, And of course, you want to think about what it is you want to highlight in the interview. What do you want to bring out? What's the message you want? A third option, and this would really take quite some creativity, I think. Krishnadas Kaviraj describes in 3 verses in chapter 9 of the Madhya Lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita. He says as follows. This is when Mahaprabhu was traveling in the south of India. In Sri Shaila, Lord Shiva and his wife Durga lived in the dress of brahmanas. And when they saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they became very pleased. Lord Shiva, dressed like a brahmana, gave alms to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and invited him to spend 3 days in a solitary place. Sitting there together, they talked very confidentially. After talking with Lord Shiva, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his permission to leave and went to Kamakoshti Puri. Now, here's my suggestion. Fill us in, let us know, give us some insight into that conversation between Lord Shiva and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What would they have been saying to each other? The Shiva in the form of a Brahmin. We don't get any information from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. It says it was a confidential discussion. Of course, we could conclude it's confidential. It was anyway not for us. But still, I'm tempted. I'm tempted. Whenever someone says we have a secret, then I want to know. Yes, Lokapab. Yes, if you want to write, sure. Yeah. Who would like to do match and candle? Yes? You need are you going to be a match or a candle? You can be both. No, I think we need 2 separate. We need a candle. Who wants to be a candle? You'll be a candle? Okay, good. Nice. Who wants to be Chitraketu in an interview? The 2 of you? Okay. Who would like to, and we can have, more than one group doing any of these. Well, I do have another option here. Nimai Pandit takes on the mood of Nrsimha. Silence. It could be a monologue. Yes, monologues can be very interesting form of drama. So, Steve, you want to do? Great, okay. Another one I thought of is Mahaprabhu rescues Krishnadas from the Bhattataris. You're all looking at me like, what? What happened? Yeah. There's no detail given, but in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's mentioned that the servant of Mahaprabhu, as they were traveling, got sort of kidnapped by this group of, how would you describe them? Sort of, not dacoits, sort of like, what's the English word? Gypsies. Sort of characters, yeah. And then Mahaprabhu has to go and sort of grab Krishnadas by the scruff of the neck, as we say, and drag him out from there. So, I don't know. I thought there's no details given. So one of the things I like is when there's a gap, when there's some pastime and we don't know what happened. Something is there, but there's no detail. So to fill in the detail can be an interesting way of doing drama. Okay, no volunteers for this. Okay, anyway, I'll leave you with that. We'll keep to our time, to our schedule. These are some thoughts of possible sketches that could be done with the idea of engaging in transcendental play. Yes. Yes, it's Madhya Lila chapter 9, and it begins with verse 175. It's only 3 verses. What I read is the whole thing. It may be of interest and relevant that in this chapter, and I think also in the previous chapter, Mahaprabhu visits several Shiva temples. It basically just says he visited this temple, and sometimes it says he danced in the temple, or like that. But it's always just very brief. So you could expand on that. Yeah. And of course, he visits what is the name of the famous temple in Varanasi? The Shiva temple, yeah. Vishwanath? Yeah, he visits Vishwanath in Varanasi, but that's at a different time. Yeah. Yeah, so like that. Or whatever you want to come up with. I leave it open-ended for you. I think something interesting could be done with Chitraketu. It could be a modern Chitraketu, you know? Someone did a film, I saw it years ago, a sort of modern-day Mahabharata about a business magnate family in India. And you could sort of identify all the characters. You know this film?
Yes, the name is not coming, it is on Nasruddin Shah, and even I can search now. When I'm not wrong,
Kaljug. Okay. So sometimes it's fun, you can sort of modernize the characters. So Chitraketu doesn't have to be, he doesn't have to have 10 million wives. And so on. Can be just 1 or 2 wives, or whatever. But things can be adapted in such a way that one becomes aware. And you could do the interview from any point within the story. It could be before or after he is cursed by Parvati. It could be even while he is Vritrasura. Anyway, I'm just thinking aloud. I'm trying to get you inspired. That's not working. Hare Krishna. Okay, please come tomorrow. We'll have some more transcendental fun with Lord Chaitanya and with our own groups. Okay? I think you can take the Lakshmi if you like. But it's up to you. but we're all going to be watching. Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavindra ki jai, Gaur Premanande.